Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. Today we are having very interesting topics often requested. It's about Islamic banking. How do Islamic banks or Islamic financial institutions make money? So make yourself a nice cup of coffee. I'm here at the cafe enjoying my coffee. So you make your tea, coffee, whatever you like, and let's get into this episode. So just before I posted the last YouTube video, my daughter asked me, but how do Islamic banks actually make money? How do they do things differently from conventional? So let's start with a simple principle when it comes to the Islamic finance. I'll give you a story that will illustrate this point, and then I will show you how, if you understand this story, you will understand basically everything, or 90% of what's happening. So the story goes something like this. So one day, father and a son decided to go for a picnic to a nice, beautiful mountain and enjoy their time with the friends. But as they arrived to the location, it started to rain. They didn't really have a time to unpack and prepare themselves, so the rain got everything wet. And at that same time, group of their friends that they were expecting arrived. Now, as it is a custom, you normally prepare some tea or coffee for your friends. But now everything was wet. You couldn't make fire. So a father said to his son, he says, "My dear boy, why don't you figure out some way to make us a fire so we can cook some tea?" Son thought about it. He wanted to please his father, do something that is good, make his father proud. So he went and looked around, but he couldn't find anything that was dry. Then he remembered his father has got a metal box in the tent, in another box. And inside that metal box, there is some money. And what he knows about the money is made from paper. And it is in secure location, so it is dry. It, in fact, is the only thing that is dry around them. So he gathered the pile of that money, he sets it on fire, and soon after that, he prepares the tea. Now, as he was bringing the tea to the father and his friends, father was very happy. He was very proud of his son. And he said to his guest, "You see how clever my boy is? There is nothing dry around us, yet he was able to cook us tea." So the question here often becomes, what will father do and how he is going to react once he learned the way his son prepared the tea? It's obvious. Father will not be pleased. Now the question for you is that, is it problem here tea or the outcome, or the way we have arrived at that outcome? So if we link this to the everyday business economy, everybody wants to make money, profit, have things that they want. But where is the challenge? Challenge is, how do we get there? So specifically in this story, what was the problem? The problem here was not just that the son didn't understand the value of money. That's not the essence of the problem. That's a mistake. But the essence of the problem was that he used the money for the purpose that money was not supposed to be used as. Money as a medium of exchange, something that helps us buy and sell, has a different purpose. Now, you could use it for burning it and creating the fire, but that's not what money is meant to do. What is meant to burn and create a fire is a wood, charcoal, things of that nature. So to use money properly, in this case, you should go to the store and buy things and then use those things for their intended purposes. So what Islam wants to see is that money performs a function to help facilitate the trade, buying and selling, and all the other things, they do their function in society. Now, when it comes to the banking, what we are doing with the money these days is basically we are using money as a commodity for sale. So we take money and then we give money to someone and then we expect more money. This is a principle where two systems, conventional and Islamic, basically diverge. In Islam, if you want to make money, money must become some asset, some commodity, something of value that has some benefit or value in itself. then debt is sold or leased, or something is done that is useful to generate profit for the customer. So the idea here is that whenever you buy and sell commodities, you are linking yourself with the productive purposes, with the real assets. Whenever you are trading money for money, you are basically unlinking yourself from the real economy. You are letting financial economy grow. One system then incentivizes work and production in a real economy, where the other system will basically incentivize the growth of money. And this is how this financial or synthetic economy starts to grow. So when it comes to the bank then, Islamic bank and conventional bank would differ in the way that they finance things. So conventional bank mostly would sell you basically money. They would give you money. Let's say we're talking about home loan. You get some money as a loan to buy a house. So the house is not a subject matter of a contract, it's a collateral. So you're getting money and then you're returning more money. I understand on simple level, one could think just in terms of, well, I'm getting the home to buy and I'm just returning the same money like anybody else. But it's a matter of a principle, where in Islamic bank, what you would see is that the bank should actually buy that house and then sell or lease house to you. What is confusing a lot of people is that they say, but I thought this is interest-free. Yes, interest-free doesn't mean profit-free. Now, profit, a lot of people confuse this part. When we say interest is prohibited, interest is profit as well. And business profit is profit as well. So what does interest mean in terms of illegitimate profit? Is that it is a result of a transaction where Islam doesn't want to see gain, profit, which is from lending money. All this to say basically that Islamic bank will need to have some skin in the game. They will need to connect themselves with the real economy, a real asset, when they are getting benefit from their money or from their business, where the other bank would basically just move the money around. So on the basic level, that might look the same, outcome might look the same, both might get the same benefit from this at the end of the day. But once we start building now this system, what do we get? We start incentivizing this movement of money for profit, and then this starts filtering in everything. We want to go for holiday, we want to just spend money for whatever. We go into the loaning of money. We want to run a business, we want an investment. It's not structured anymore as something that is connected with the real life, a real business, a real investment. We start structuring everything just to be money for money. So over time, investors, banks, anybody who has a capital is now unlinked from the real activities. Their profit and everything doesn't come from real life. It comes from just movement of money that generates the profit. So this starts now building whole different economy. You see, in this economy, people become more risk averse. They're looking for easy opportunity to make money. They're starting to get to this secure way where no matter, they would look at, no matter what happened with these businesses, they are expecting the same return. They don't want to risk anything. They don't want to be rewarded from the fruits of the work or a business or anything real. They just want to be rewarded from giving you that money. So that basically puts people at almost two opposing ends. On the other hand, when it comes to Islamic bank, what starts happening is because the bank is now linked with the real life, you cannot have that compounding effect. You cannot have that unnatural growth because you are tethered to the real things, to the real economy. So we cannot have this expansion of the credit bubble, derivatives, financial products, leverage that hugely increases this fictional economy, financial economy that is not anymore linked with anything. Now, as a banker, once you start thinking at a higher level, you are increasing this debt and growing debt. You are incentivizing creation of the debt and the speed by which debt starts accumulate. Everything become opportunity to create more debt. And then you start slicing and selling that debt and creating more derivatives and betting on that and taking insurance. And then you start suddenly seeing, what are we creating? We are creating an economy where everybody wants to get on the bandwagon of creating a debt. And so nobody can compete with that. So even the real business starts benchmarking themselves against somebody who is making money easy way. So why would I grow food or make bread or do real things where I can also participate in this creation of the debt with no links with the real economy? So soon your products that you are eating become fake because nobody can compete with this synthetic way of making money. So they would rather make fake products and just sell you something that looks real for some profit, because they have to also return their investors similar return like the people who are doing nothing and getting money, more and more money as return of the growth of this financial economy. So this whole thing incentivizes the synthetic way of making money, and that start messing up with the real economy. Because if you want in that economy to grow real food, for example, do the real hard work, expect real return from the ground, from the food, have a wholesome product, it's not rewarded anymore, because nobody now wants to wait, be slow, be rewarded from the real fruits of their labor. So labor is diminished in terms of how we value labor, hard work. What should be rewarded? What is rewarded is these bankers, the more clever ways they can spin money around, more clever derivatives they can make out of it. And so we end up in a situation like we had in global financial crisis, where suddenly you had this whole economy started collapsing because there was no reality into it. And who bears the burden? Average people. They get flood of these loans, opportunities, they don't even know what's happening anymore. And the governments take it further. They start doing the same thing. And so to cover this, then they start printing more money. And so you have this whole system where money is printed, financial economy is growing, profits needs to come on the back of even more financial products that are being created. And so you now have a situation where even the politicians, the way they manage this economy, monetary policies, is simply by moving interest rates up and down. And these career politicians, just like these bankers, they don't have any other tool that they know of how to engage anymore in real things. Only thing they know is charge more for money or less for money and just take from you. Central bank just increase interest rates, reach more into your pocket, extracts more money for you, and they say we're managing inflation this way. So you see, from the little principle, once you disconnect yourself from the real economy, the system becomes completely different. It becomes brutal. It becomes war against the people, because the way it starts crumbling down, incentivizing and moving money, it's a type of modern day slavery. That's why you see people shackled with the debt, credit cards, loans, mortgages. This inflates price of everything. Your normal house that used to be, $200,000 will become 5 times more because of this whole game. Nothing is connected with the real economy. Everything is built and is leaching from that real economy. And so what Islam wants to see? Islam wants to return us to the natural state where your profit comes from hard work, providing the benefit, from linking yourself with the risk and reward associating with actually liability, owning the asset, engaging into business, providing some benefit. It's a different worldview. And that worldview is paired with a lot of other layers in between. How you are consuming, what are your aspirations, sense of gratitude, content, not just jumping like what we see capitalism, materialism, just incentivizing, just owning more and more and more. Nobody wants what they have. Everybody wants the latest, the new. And there is that cycle of materialism. People get caught up because easy debt, everything become a flood of ways to consume more. Credit cards, buy now, pay later. All of these schemes are just making you spend more and more and more. And you are promised, just like our grandfather, Adam, in paradise. If you just get one more purchase, if you just do this, you'll be happy like angels, immortal. This is the promise of this financialized, secular, materialistic worldview that wants us to consume, because it's easy to structure these transactions for the banks and the providers. That's why I believe returning us to the original principle, timeless principle, seeking out the wisdom of God in these things can reveal reality for what it really is. And it can help us chart the way forward to restore economic integrity and build a better financial system that is God-centric, that is seeing human with all four dimensions, that is building the place that is better place for all of us, that rewards the things that should be rewarded and does not incentivize things that have harmful, detrimental impact on the society. Thank you for spending time to watch this video. If you would like to learn more about finance and economy from Islamic perspective, head to our new platform, Muslim Money Matters, where we go in much greater details regarding the content. Until next time, my name is Almi Cholan. Assalamu alaikum.